So we're going to pick up where we left off. So we're still dealing with multiplication and division problems. The next problem that we're looking at is this one here. So if 20 toy trucks cost $25, how much does one toy truck cost? So for this here, what are we saying? 20 times the cost of a toy truck is $25. So to find the cost of one, we would divide both sides by 20. This is the next problem. It might not be in the note sheet, but we're going to do it this here, and then we will get to the next one. Now, if we look at this here, 25 over 20, which one's bigger? So we know because it's not going to be 0.8. C, because this is 1.25, and we get our answer. Questions on this here? So here, Bud needs to grow 700 roses for the local farmer's market. If Bud knows that the seeds he is planting will yield, on average, 1.25 roses per square foot, Bud needs to plant how many square feet? So, well, it's 1.25 buds per square foot, yes? So 1.25 times the number of square feet should equal what? 700. So what can we do? Divide both sides by. And x is equal to 560 square feet. Because we're dividing both sides by 1.25. 700 divided by 1.25 gives us 560 square feet. Questions on this here? Okay, let's look at the next one. This one is in your note sheet. A cyclist traveled at an average speed of 18 miles per hour and finished her bike ride in exactly 4 minutes. Which of the following is the closest to the number of miles she traveled? So we have 18 miles per hour, yes? So for every hour, how far does she travel? So for every hour, if she's traveling 18 miles an hour, she's traveling 18 miles, yes? But how long did she actually travel for? 4 minutes. So if we can convert this into hours, we can know what it is. So what would this be for hours? Because it would be 4 over 60, yes? And we could multiply this together. We could say 18 times 4 over 60. And if we multiply this together, we get what? 1.2, which is close to. So she traveled approximately 1 mile in 4 minutes. Yeah. Any questions on this here? A vintage baseball card was purchased 6 years ago for $1,860. The card is currently valued at $2,400. What was the card's average increase in value per year? So average is just measuring the change, yes? So, but we need to see how much did it increase by. So we'll subtract these two to see how much it increased. So 0, 4, 1, 8. So it increased by $540, yes? Over how many years? So we divide it by 6, which is think that's 90, isn't it? Say $90. Already saw ink on the slide. Now, this is really just a change in slope. So our new value minus the old value, because that's the change in y, how much the value is going up and down. And really we're saying that the x value, because if we thought about this as a plot, because we could say this point is at 1860 and this one is at 2400. We're just looking at slope. Now to give us the x values for it, well, no, but they told us the years since it was purchased was 6. Just slope. Questions on this here? Here, Anna bought herself a motorcycle 8 years ago for $5,320. It is now worth $2,840. Yeah, so we can say 5,320 minus 2,840, and then we'll divide it by 8. 310. 0. 8. Here, 1, 9. 2,840, which is 310. And that's it. Questions on this here? Oh, want enough money, enough hours to buy a necklace that costs $370. He earns $11.25 per hour. He has already worked 24 hours. What is the minimum number of whole hours Cole must work in order to afford the necklace? Okay, yeah. That's a great way to start, because we can divide $370 by 11.25. And when you divided, you got what? So 32.8 with a bunch of 8. So yes, we do need to round up because, unfortunately, well, most employers will pay fractional hours. They don't like to, because 33 is a nicer number. And then we can subtract it from 24, yes? Because that's how many he's already worked, which gives us 9. So how many more hours does he need to work? 9. Questions on this here? We ready for the next one? Jose wants to work enough hours to make at least $93 this week before taxes are deducted. He has a job that pays $7.25 per hour and has already worked 7 hours. If Jose can only work in full hour increments, how many more full hours must he work to meet his weekly goal? Well, we can do the same thing as that last one. So we can divide it. So we can say 13, subtract 7, which gives us, so the correct answer is 6. Questions on these here? Okay. Discard. So we're going to look at some of the practice problems and then we'll do the exit ticket. So we look at this here. What is the value of 668 plus 575 plus 453 rounded to the nearest hundredth? All right, yeah. Because at this point here, I'm guessing you went on and just plugged all these in, yes? And if you plugged them all in, what did you get? 1,600, 5, 8, 6, carry the 1. 7 7's 14 plus 1,696, which does round up to 1,700. Questions on this here? An object is placed in a supercooling freezer, cools from 33 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 18 degrees Fahrenheit. By how many degrees in Fahrenheit has it cooled? Well, we know from 33 to 0 is going to be 33, so it can't be the top three. Yeah, so it's really looking at 33 plus 18, which is 51. Mm-hmm. Or you could subtract 33 from negative 18, and 33 minus negative 18 is 51. Questions on this here? So at 4 a.m., the temperature is negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature decreases 3 degrees per hour. What is the temperature at 4? So how many times is it decreasing? Twice, yes? So F is the correct answer. Any questions on any of this here? Are you ready for the next one? When Kathleen went to bed, the temperature was 36 degrees Fahrenheit. When she woke up the next morning, the temperature was negative 9 degrees Fahrenheit. If plus represents the rise in temperature and minus represents a drop in temperature, which of the following best illustrates the temperature change from the time Caitlin went to bed to the time she woke up? Which ones do we know are not going to be correct? J and K, because if it doesn't have a sign in front of it, it means plus, which means it went up. F or G, I would agree, would be one of the two. Okay. So it went from 36 to 0, yes? How much is that? How much is the change from here to here? From 36 to 0, how much did it change? 36, but it's still got to go from 0 to negative 9, yes? Well, we know H is not correct because it changed more than 12. And it changed more than 27, yes? So it has to be. Yep. Because the distance from here is 9, and 36 plus 9 is 45. And we put the minus to signify that it went down. Questions on this here? If boxes of pasta sell at 88 cents per box, or 4 boxes for $3, how much is saved to the nearest cent on each box by buying 4 at a time? So how much does 4 boxes cost if we buy it in a group? $3, yes? Well, let's see what 0.88 times 4 is. That'd be 2, carry the 3. 4 times 8 is... So if I bought 4 individually, it'd cost me $3.52. So how much are we saving? 52 cents. Questions on this here? Hair grows at an average rate of 5 inches per month. Courtney refused to cut her hair from the time she was 8 years old until the time she was 20 years old. It continues to grow at an average rate, I promise. I mean, how many inches will it grow during this time? So yeah, so 20 minus 8 is, so 12 years. And if it's continuing to grow at 1/2 inch per month, yes? Well, we can do that, but, so 12 years is how long that passed, yes? Well, how many years, how many months are in a year? How many months are in a year? So we're going to do 12 years times 12, because this will get rid of the years because we're converting it to months. And we also multiply it by 1/2. 12 times 12 is, times 1/2 is, 72 inches, which is not physically possible because your hair will eventually stop growing at a certain length. And I think for most of y'all know, because if you continue to let your hair grow to a certain point, it will stop, to slow down, because the split ends or other things cause it not to be healthy. You need to cut it. And I think it stops at about, I mean, there is a limit to how far it'll grow. Or at least with facial hair. I don't know about hair on your head. But we have 1/2 inch. Question 7. Matt purchased a car for $31,400. 4 years later, the car is worth $24,700. What is the car's average decrease per year? So how much did it decrease? So we can say 31,400 minus 24,700. And we're going to take that and divide it by what? 4 to figure out the average per year. 600 what? Questions on this here? Owen purchased 2 boxes of 16-ounce bottles of soap. Each box contains 10 bottles of soap. Owen could have purchased the same amount of soap by purchasing how many 20-ounce bottles? So let's see what he did. So Owen purchased 2 boxes of 16-ounce bottles of soap. Each box contains 6 bottles. So one box, 16-ounce, 10 16-ounce bottles, yes? So we can say 16 times 10, yes? But how many of those did he get? 2, which is 320. So he got 320 ounces of soap. So if he got 20-ounce bottles instead, well, we can divide this by what? 20 to figure out how many bottles. There's 1, 12, 16. So we would need 16 20-ounce bottles, yes? To have the same amount. Questions on this here? We ready for the next one? A dog adoption agency is holding a function on the weekend at which families can adopt puppies. On Friday, 3 puppies were adopted. 7 puppies were adopted on Saturday and 6 adopted on Sunday. By the end of the weekend, the agency was left with 2 more than a quarter of the puppies they originally had. How many puppies did the adoption agency originally have? So at the end, they were left with 2 more than a quarter. So we had 16 adopted, yes? So we can add them together. So we say X is the original amount, yes? So X minus 16 is what we would have left. Now they said by the end of the weekend, the agency had 2 more than the quarter that they had originally. So this is equal to 1/4 of X plus 2. Two more than a quarter of the puppies. Any questions on how we set this up? Well, the 1/4 is not nice to deal with, is it? Let's keep our heads up, guys. So what we can do is I can multiply the whole thing by 4. Because what's 4 times 1/4? 4 times 1/4 is 1. 4 times 1/4 is 1. So that just gives us x. 4 times 2 is, here 4 times x is, minus 4 times 16 is, and we can solve for x. And then we would because 1/4 of 24 is 6, plus 2 is 8, says how many you should have left. And I mean, if we did the math going backwards, well, 24 minus 16, making sure, 3, 2, 12, yep. Because 3, because 1/4 of 24, 5 is not 8, it's 6. It makes more sense. Because if we did 1/4 of 24 plus 2, 1/4 of 24 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 2 more than 1/4. 1/4 times 24 plus 2 is 8. And if we did this here, so 24 is what we started with, not 27, minus 16 does give us 8, so it does check out. Charlie ran 30 feet in 4 seconds. At this rate, how many yards can Charlie run in 3 minutes? So we have 30 feet in what, 4 seconds, yes? One of the things we can do with this is set up unit conversions to work these out. Doing these here is actually very helpful because we need it to be what? Not in feet, but in yards. Now we put feet on bottom because we want the feet and feet to cancel. So in 1 yard, there are how many feet? 3. There's 3 feet in a yard. So we do have the correct units for yards, but we don't want it in seconds, we want it in. Now we need seconds on top because seconds over seconds would simplify. Well, how many seconds are in 1 minute? Multiply the numbers on top. So we'd have 30 times 1 times 60 is, well, the 0 and 0 we would have. 6 times 3 is 18. So we get 1,800 yards over 4 times 3 is 12 minutes. We would need to divide these two here. 1,800 divided by 12 is so 150, yes? So this is 150 yards in how long? 1 minute, yes? How far did we go? 3 minutes, so we just need to multiply this by, which is 450. Questions on this here? We're going to do 2 more. Joe Watson is a car mechanic who has earned $14,875 doing one car inspection per day since he started working 175 days ago. Joe decides to take off for vacation as temporary replacement, charges $135 per inspection. At one inspection per day, while Joe Watson is on vacation, how many more dollars do the customer spend per day on car inspections? So this 14,875 is broken up over 175 days, yes? So the first thing we'll need to do is see how much Joe is charging per day. So if we divide 14,875 by 175, we get what? So he's charging $85 per inspection. How much is the new guy charging? So we just need to subtract these two here, and we get, so how much more are they charging? $50. You'll get that? Okay. Question 14. We're going to skip a few and look at 14. Trevor and his sibling want to get professional pictures taken for their parents' anniversary. They spend the day finding the location with the best price. They have exactly $150 to spend on the photographs. Snap Photo Center charges a general fee of $75 and $1.25 per photo proof. Say Gouda Photo Center charges a general fee of $60 and $1.50 per photo proof. Which photo center, if either, allows Trevor and his siblings to get more photo proofs, and how many more? So the first one, so Snap charges $75 and $1.25. So we can write it as an equation, $1.25x plus 75, yes? Now the other one is $1.50 per, so 1.5x plus 60 here. So those are our two equations, yes? And we could graph these if we wanted. But what's the most they can spend? So we're really looking for where y is 150, yes? So we could grab the graphing calculator. Clear that out. So we have 1 point, oh, I already lost it. No. So 1.25 plus 75. So 1.25x x plus 75. And the other is 1.5x plus 60. And we can graph it. And it has the graph because, again, remember the x and y. The x-axis is between negative 10 and 10. And the y-axis is between negative 10 and 10. And the starting value for both of these at 60 and 75. So it's way above. Well, we can go second table. And we know that we're going to go down. Now, at some point, these are going to get us 150, yes? So we know we can get more than 50. Well, so at 60, they're both 150, yes? So that's interesting. So if we come back over here, our answer choices, Snap would give us 25 for, oh no. Okay, Trevor and his siblings would get the same maximum number of proofs from each photo center because it gave us the same value. Questions on this here? All right. That's all we're going to do together. You have an exit